October 30th, 2018. Well, I've been working along in the greenhouse and sorting and organizing some things, straightening out some glitches and issues on thermal mass stuff. I think we got that pretty well squared away. Plants are very happy in here. Just wanted to share some of all this beautiful color in here with my viewers and subscribers. And you can see we have lots in flower here. The almond verbena and the Hawaiian orange marigolds are standing out in beautiful orange. Have not had any bees or bumblebees in here in the last week or so. It's been much cooler, so I think those guys aren't flying around as much. Got some hot cherry peppers here that are doing well on the plants that were dug up and imported. Have some new shoot growth starting on these peppers that I brought in. Thought I would share that. So nice to see that they're resprouting and responding to their new environment. That goes for all of them. This is the jalapeno peppers. Oh no, this is the King Arthur peppers. A couple still on there, small ones. I probably should clip those off. New shoots coming on all of those. Same with the jalapenos. New leaves developing here. So things are taking off well. I'm excited about that. My friend Joe just brought over a couple of Bhut Jalokia Peppers. Rated at over 1 million Scovilles. So looking forward to playing with these a little bit. Not sure how I'm going to use these yet. 1 million Scovilles is a lot. That's very hot. For comparison, for those who aren't familiar with the Scoville scale, your standard jalapeno pepper runs around 25,000 Scovilles, and something like a chocolate habanero is around 350,000 Scovilles. So Scoville is a measure of spice scale. There's a whole article on Wikipedia if you really want to know a whole lot more about it, but it's certainly an interesting field of study. Anyway, it's a measure of how much capsaicin is in a pepper, and consequently how hot that pepper tastes to the human tongue. So that's that. I suppose the worst case scenario, if I really got desperate and needed mace, I could make mace with them. I don't know. I'm going to have to learn how to cook with these because they're super hot. I think it's going to be one of those things where you slice a fraction of it off and that goes into your cooking pot. Anyway, these do have a little bit of shoot growth popping back on them now. I'm probably going to harvest off the remaining peppers and prune these back a little bit. I'll give them a dose of foliar drench, probably some sea shield and some sea stim to help stimulate root growth and help them regrow. Behind them is the holy basil that I brought in. Those are going to seed. I'm pretty excited about that. And let's see, I just collected seed from the massive sweet Thai basil that did so well this summer. That was the monster plant. So these are the stalks left over from that. I'll probably use those for fire starting or something. And the seed that I collected, which I haven't gotten around to sorting yet, is here. And these seeds are really super small. And so I'll try and sort out a seed or two that you can see. I know it's hard to do with one hand. But anyway, so I've collected a whole bunch of seed, so we'll have a nice stock of basil for next year. What else is going on in the greenhouse? I suppose I'll let you have a look at the rosemary plants here. These are doing really well. They're very happy. Lots of new shoot growth. When things finally do slow down for me a little bit here, I got to get back in here and take some cuttings and propagate these out. The avocado is doing really well. It's very happy. New growth coming on that, and nice and green and lush and healthy. The turmeric is doing pretty well here underneath. It looks like that's due for another watering. Tomatoes are kind of doing their thing. I got to get in there and trellis and train them up. So those are doing well. And let's see, ginger is doing really well. I actually dug out a piece of ginger and I've been nibbling at it the other night. Really enjoying that. That is an awesome thing to have. I'm going to expand my ginger growing a lot in the greenhouse here. That's something I can do and actually sell locally, I think. And it's something that I have the climate control to do. This is a tropical type ginger, so most people in this area don't have the capacity to grow it. It takes quite a long growing season. You could start them indoors in flats in late April or early May and put them out and still harvest, but it's nice to have the environmental advantage, and that is one of the reasons I built the greenhouse, so I could have an environmental advantage for specialty crops. And this is one I really like. It's super productive. It's really easy to propagate, and I'm going to carry on with that. So I likely will be doing a video coming up on transplanting and propagating ginger. We'll go into some more detail about that. What else? There's something else I want to show you. Oh, the Texas tarragon that I brought in here. I have never had Texas tarragon flower for me before. Of course, I've never had it in quite the super nutritional program or good soil to this extent before. And so now this year, with the care and love that it's had and the appropriate nutrition, it's really doing well, and it's flowering. And I think these flowers are really beautiful yellow, and they smell just like Texas tarragon. And we'll give you a little close-up of them. Anyway, they're quite beautiful. And let's see, on the Raspberry Pi controller, we had some issues here. I was showing low voltage on the meters here. Both of these meters were showing low voltage, and I was having power go down. Oh, there goes a bird flock overhead. I was having power go down overnight when it should not be going down. I suspected that my battery was going bad, but I wasn't entirely sure. And so I had thrown the charger on here a couple times to supplement on the overnight until I could straighten the issue out. And I found that this connector right here was getting warm when I had the charger on it. So I suspected a bad connection there. So I cleaned that connection up and fixed it, and that seemed to fix the issue for a bit. And then we continued to have power issues. So I did a little bit of tracing. I have to say, having these watt meters made tracing this really easy, because all I had to do was take another piece of wire and bypass from here and go through all these various points and look for where the wattage went down. Consumption wattage of the Pi went down when I hit the right point, and what I found was that this connector point right here had some corrosion on the contacts, and that's what was causing all the power issues. So I took a file, I cleaned these up, I put it back together, and we haven't had any issues since. And as you can see, like for example right now the sun is out and we're pulling 48.92 watts in, and we're charging the battery bank at about 42 watts, in that range. So we're holding a good charge. It's running overnight. It's running the east-west fans here up in the upper part of the greenhouse, as well as the thermal mass circulation pump. And I forget what else is wired to this. Oh, lights are when I'm in here working and stuff. So that's all squared away. Seems to be working okay. I don't think my battery went bad. So I'm glad for that. I do have to make some adjustments to the solar panel outside. We're getting later in the season here, and I need to raise the panel up to a steeper angle to get more perpendicular to the sun. I'm going to try and do that this afternoon before I jet out of here. I got other things to do. Got to go get my tractor running and a few other errands. But I wanted to share this information with you, and I don't know, I just thought my viewers and subscribers might appreciate it. As always, I want to thank my viewers and subscribers for watching and for subscribing, and for your likes and comments. Always open to comments, questions, and comments can be constructive criticism or other. I don't care. I'm open to whatever. What else? Oh, so last night I was in here thinking about how I'd like to set up a shower in here so that when power's out, if I want to take a hot shower in here, I can. And I had bought this nice rain shower head a year and a half or 2 years ago. I'm sure if you go back in the old YouTube videos, you'll see me talking about building a solar hot water shower and that sort of thing. And so I bought it, but I never got around to installing it because there's always too many projects going on the farm. But last night I was thinking it would be nice to get that hooked up and tested, at least try it. So I found a really easy way to do it. I basically I pull the breaker off for the circulator pump so that doesn't come on and dump water out of the thermal mass tank mistakenly. So I pull the breaker off that stops circulation. I take the hose that comes in from the ram pump and I plug that into the hose that comes out of the thermal mass here and goes through the coil. And then off of this I just took and added one little 1/2 inch connector on the end that fits up to the connector on the shower head here, and then I just cobbed up a hanger for the hose and the shower head, and I decided to test it last night, so I took a shower in here. I spent 45 minutes under hot water and got sick of taking a hot shower, so it's nice. I haven't had a real long hot shower in a long time, and that was really nice. Loosened up all my muscles, felt great, and it was really awesome to take a shower that was powered by gravity and ram pumps and heated by wood and in spring water. So I got this thermal mass pot up to I think around 130 degrees before I started using the shower. I didn't need to go that high. I actually had to wait about 15 minutes while it ran. Before the water cooled off enough that I could even get under it. It was so hot I couldn't stay under it. So I find 120 is about right on the pot temperature, and that gives you about 100 and change degree water out of the coil from 50 degree water coming in from the ram. But through gravity I was able to take a shower right here underneath it, and I have to say it's really nice showering in a greenhouse where it's warm with plants. And the real kicker is being in front of a stove. You don't get the cold draft that you do in a normal shower. You always have radiant heat hitting you and warm water hitting you. It's a really nice environment to shower in. So I thought I would share that as well. It's nothing spectacular. It's not really rigged up, you know, super technically, but it works and it's simple. Obviously that won't work when we get to freezing temperatures below 27 degrees Fahrenheit. The ram line freezes up, and so we won't have that ram reservoir to pull from. But I probably will bring in one of the barrels and find a place here in the greenhouse to stick it, and I can use the foliar feed pump to pump water from that through the coil. So in the event of a power outage, there is a way to take a shower here and have hot water. Even if power's out, we'll still have the solar system to run the pump, and plenty of water in reserve from the spring, and of course the wood stove always works regardless of power. So I just thought I would share this as an update for the greenhouse, for the shower, for the plants, and that sort of thing. Really enjoying hearing the birds migrate these last few days, and watching them come through in swarms and flocks. Beautiful, and I love hearing them. What else? Oh, I should just real quick, this pepper plant was given to me by my former employer from years back, and a friend of mine, Dave. This was a big Lady Bell type pepper that he was telling me about over the radio. He was telling me how big this thing had gotten, and I asked him if he could take the time to clip it back a bit and dig the root ball out for me and bring it to me, so I could bring it in the greenhouse and propagate it. And so it's starting to throw a few new leaves on here and there. It's still kind of recovering from its transplant shock, but it's doing okay, and I think it's going to be fine. The sweet potatoes that I started are starting to throw new leaves out and shoots, so those look like they're starting to take off, and I'm pretty excited about that as well. And one more thing. The coffee tree. The lady at the coffee shop has been asking me about it, and I keep looking at it and seeing all these beautiful shoots coming out, and I keep meaning to do an update, and I haven't. So here's the update, and you can see lots of new leaf growth coming on. This plant is very stoked to be under care and love and good nutrition again, and it's really starting to take off. So I'm excited about that. I don't know if we'll ever get any coffee beans from it. I suppose it's possible. It's more just for just to have a coffee tree in a greenhouse. Why not? Anyway, I think that's it for the update. I think I've shared everything new and exciting in here for now. And as always, I thank you for watching. Thanks to my viewers and subscribers for participating in the channel. I ask that you share this channel and information with other people who might be interested. Again, I welcome any comments or questions, and look forward to doing more videos for you in the future. Thanks for watching the Pharmacy Seeds Network.